I thought I told useless people like you to eat in the restroom. What are you doing here? Kevin, the HR manager, spat these words at Melanie, the new recruit. Tears welled up in Melanie's eyes, and she quickly looked down. I watched the scene unfold from the corner of the hallway near the restroom. My name is Kyle Thompson, 45. I'm the president of this company. I just returned to the Japan headquarters after 5 years overseas, and no one has recognized me yet. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I called out to Kevin. Oh, and who might you be? Another new recruit? No, I'm Kyle Thompson, the president. Kevin's face turned pale. What? President, Mr. Thompson? No way. Yes. I just returned after 5 years. Now, what was that comment you just made? Kevin hastily began to explain. Well, it's just part of the training for new employees. Training? Making someone eat in the restroom is what you call training? I couldn't contain my anger and raised my voice. Melanie, is that your name? Come over here, please. Melanie approached timidly, and I spoke to her in a gentle tone. Melanie, can you tell me how you ended up joining us? Yes. I studied computer science in college and applied through your innovation recruitment program. It was a tough exam, but I somehow passed. I see. And how have you been treated since joining? After hesitating, Melanie answered in a small voice. Actually, it's been 2 months since I joined, but I haven't been given any programming work yet. Every day, I'm assigned menial tasks around the office. And today, I was told to eat lunch in the restroom. I felt my anger boiling over. Turning to Kevin, I questioned him in a severe tone. Kevin, explain yourself. Why is an employee recruited through the innovation program being treated like this? Kevin began to rattle off excuses. Well, you see, there's a reason. New hires lack social skills, so we need to start with strict, foundational training. Foundational training? Disrespecting a person's dignity isn't training. Melanie, gather your things immediately and come to my office. You'll have lunch there. A look of shock appeared on Melanie's face. Really? Are you sure? Of course. And starting this afternoon, you'll be transferred to a department where you can fully utilize your abilities. But, Mr. Thompson, isn't this a bit abrupt? Kevin, gather all employees in the conference room immediately. There's an important announcement. Kevin nodded slightly, looking pale. Melanie, let's go. This company's purpose is to recognize and foster talent, and that's exactly how it should be. Tears glistened in Melanie's eyes. But this time, they were tears of hope. I will bring this company back to being a place where every employee is respected and can fully unleash their talents. That is my mission now that I've returned after 5 years. I am the founder and president of Tech Innovation Inc. 15 years ago, while working as an engineer at a major IT company, I grew uncomfortable with the old mindset of judging people solely by their education or background. Seeing young people with talent denied opportunities just because they hadn't followed the official route only strengthened my desire to create a company where everyone could maximize their potential. So, with like-minded colleagues, I founded Tech Innovation. We made it a policy to disregard educational backgrounds, relying solely on merit, and have since welcomed diverse individuals, including those who taught themselves programming and those transitioning from other industries. As a result, we cultivated a culture of creativity, gaining attention within the industry. 5 years ago, I went to the US to expand our operations, immersing myself in the effort to build new markets. In my absence, I had entrusted the Japan headquarters to Travis, our vice president. I never imagined things would turn out like this. In the US, I experienced Silicon Valley's forward-thinking culture and management values that emphasize diversity, reaffirming the importance of our own company's principles. I also became acutely aware of how far behind Japanese corporate culture lags. Upon my return, I headed directly from the airport to the headquarters, quietly entering the company to avoid drawing attention. What I saw there was a company culture that had drifted drastically from my original vision. Our founding principles had faded, replaced by outdated practices like elitism and seniority-based hierarchy. And Kevin, the HR manager, was the worst offender. As my anger swelled, so did a strong sense of duty. I need to change this company and perhaps even the Japanese corporate culture itself. I must rebuild a place where talented young people can soar freely. With that resolve, I began preparing for a major overhaul of the company. Armed with the international perspective and experience I'd gained over the past 5 years, I'm ready to transform tech innovation into a truly innovative company. That's my responsibility as its founder. The emergency meeting I called for all employees had begun. The air in the conference room was tense. Standing on the stage, I spoke quietly but firmly. Ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply disappointed to see how far our company's principles have been distorted during my 5-year absence. The crowd murmured in surprise. I could see Kevin's face grow even paler. Today, I witnessed our new employee, Melanie, being ordered to eat lunch in the restroom. This is an affront to human dignity. Gasps filled the room. Voices of shock rippled through the employees. Furthermore, I discovered that many young employees who join through our innovation recruitment program are being prevented from using their talents. This goes against our company's principles and is absolutely unacceptable. I paused, then directed my gaze at Kevin. Kevin, come up to the stage. With trembling legs, Kevin climbed onto the stage. Kevin, how do you intend to explain this situation? Well, it's all part of training for the new employees, to teach them basic workplace skills. Training? Basic skills? Bullying people isn't training. Crushing the potential of talented young people isn't basic skills. My voice echoed through the conference room. Kevin was left speechless, standing frozen in place. Kevin, you are immediately relieved of your duties as HR manager. And for the next month, you will perform the same tasks as the new employees. During that time, you will relearn what this company's principles truly stand for. Kevin's face turned ashen. The crowd was visibly shocked. And to all employees, starting today, this company will be reborn. We will no longer judge people by their educational background or age, but by pure ability and passion. This company will be a place where everyone can freely unleash their creativity. That is the true vision of tech innovation. A small round of applause began and gradually grew louder. The young employees' eyes began to shine. I will announce specific reforms soon. In the meantime, any employees who have experienced unfair treatment should come directly to me. I will listen to every concern and take appropriate action. The meeting ended, and Kevin left the room with slumped shoulders. Anger and shame were visible in his retreating figure. But this is just the beginning. Resistance from the old guard is bound to intensify from here. Internally, I steeled myself for the difficult battles that lay ahead. A week had passed since the emergency meeting. I had been fully immersed in designing a new HR system. It is about developing a system to fairly assess employees' abilities and place them in roles that best match their skills. That afternoon, Travis, the vice president, came into my office. "Mr. Thompson, may I have a moment?" "Ah, Travis, what's on your mind?" Travis looked tense, clearly struggling with something he needed to say. "Actually, some board members have raised concerns about Kevin's situation." "Oh? And what concerns would those be?" "Well, they feel that Kevin's sudden demotion was excessive. Given his years of service, they believe there might have been a more measured approach." I frowned. Years of service? Bullying employees and crushing the potential of young talent counts as years of service? Yes, I agree it's a problem. But Kevin may have had his own perspective on Perspective? What kind of excuse could possibly justify violating a person's dignity? Travis fell silent. Travis, you were the vice president, responsible for this company while I was away. Why did you allow this situation to fester? I'm sorry. I should have seen it. But the numbers were good, and... Numbers? Are you saying it's acceptable to abandon our principles just to meet short-term targets? Travis blushed and looked down. Understood. Call in all the board members. Right now. Travis quickly left the room. I let out a deep sigh and looked out the window. The future of this company depends on what I do now. I have to resolve this issue at its core. An hour later, the emergency board meeting was convened. As I entered the conference room, tension filled the air. The seasoned directors scrutinized me with calculating eyes. So, I hear there are opinions on Kevin's disciplinary action? One of the older board members, Carl, spoke up. Mr. Thompson, I do think Kevin's demotion was harsh. He has been a valuable contributor to our HR operations for many years. A valuable contributor? By bullying employees and suppressing talent? Another board member, Samuel, interjected. Mr. Thompson, abrupt changes like this could destabilize the company. Many of our clients and partners value the long-standing relationships they've had with us. Losing experienced employees like Kevin might impact those connections. I took a deep breath and began to speak, calmly yet firmly. Ladies and gentlemen, why does this company exist? Is it for short-term gains? Or to change the world through innovative ideas? The room fell silent. Kevin's actions fundamentally oppose our company's core values. If we allow people like him to remain unchecked, genuine talent will never come here. And as for the rest of you, why have you tolerated this situation for the past 5 years? Does profitability justify anything? The directors averted their eyes. However, one of the younger board members, Tony, spoke up. Mr. Thompson is right. I've had doubts about this situation for a long time myself. But nobody had the courage to speak up. Thank you, Tony. I'm glad there are people here who share my views. But Carl spoke again. Mr. Thompson, Kevin's methods certainly have their issues. However, he also has a wealth of experience. Isn't there a way we could use that experience, perhaps by re-educating him instead of cutting him off completely? Carl, experience does matter. But when that experience is misapplied, isn't it more of a liability? Even so, Mr. Thompson, wouldn't be disregarding a long-serving employee like Kevin harm overall morale? On the contrary, Samuel. The morale suffers far more when talented young employees are oppressed and their potential crushed. A heavy silence settled over the conference room. But the older faction of the board members showed clear signs of anger on their faces. In contrast, the younger director's eyes sparkled with hope. Ladies and gentlemen, from this day forward, we will root out the old ways. Anyone who cannot accept this will need to leave the leadership. This is the final notice. Wait. Mr. Thompson, isn't that authoritarian? Authoritarian? No, this is reform. A vital reform grounded in our company's core values. I support Mr. Thompson's stance. If we don't act, we'll end up losing our best talent. Thank you, Tony. Does anyone else have a comment? The room fell silent. The board members exchanged glances, as if making a collective decision. Very well. Let's put it to a vote. Those in favor of maintaining Kevin's disciplinary action and moving forward with these reforms, please raise your hand. Slowly, but surely, hands went up. In the end, a majority of the board signaled their agreement. It's settled. Starting tomorrow, we will begin drafting a new plan for reform. A structure that maximizes every employee's potential and drives true innovation. As the meeting concluded, the board members filed out. Travis, the last to leave, approached me. "Mr. Thompson, I also want to apologize. From here on, I'll fully support these reforms." "Good. I'll need your strength, Travis." After Travis left, I gazed out the window. The sunset sky seemed to herald a new era. I know the waves this decision will stir up. But there's no turning back. The future of this company, and of the talented young people within it, depends on this. Strengthening my resolve, I prepared for the battles to come. 2 weeks passed since the ultimatum in the boardroom. The reforms were progressing steadily, but resistance from the old faction had only grown fiercer. Then, a shocking report landed on my desk. "Mr. Thompson, we have a serious issue. We've received information that Kevin is attempting to take company secrets out of the building." "What? Tell me everything." "Yes, it seems Kevin is trying to leak personal data of employees hired through the innovation program, along with details of our upcoming projects, to an outside source." I felt my anger flare. "Do we have proof?" "Yes. Our IT department detected suspicious data access and traced it to Kevin's account, where we found large-scale data downloads." "Damn, bring him to my office now." 30 minutes later, Kevin was brought into my office. His face was pale, and he was visibly shaken. "Kevin, I understand you're attempting to leak our company's confidential information externally." "What are you talking about?" "I would never. We have the evidence. Suspicious data access has been detected from your account." "Explain yourself." For a moment, Kevin was at a loss for words, but he quickly put on a defiant expression. "So what?" "Mr. Thompson, I can't just stand by and watch while your reckless reforms ruin this company." "What did you say?" "You're tearing down everything we've spent years building. I can't allow that. I'll use this information to put a stop to your recklessness." I struggled to keep my anger in check, determined to respond calmly. "Kevin, you clearly don't understand. What we built was not about stifling talent. It was about fostering innovation. Don't make me laugh. You think this company can run on lofty ideals?" "No, Kevin, you're the one who's laughable. Do you realize how many talents have been wasted because of your mentality?" "Shh. Kevin, you have two choices here. 1. You return all the information immediately and resign. 2. I report this to the authorities, and legal action will follow. Which will it be?" Kevin's face turned ghostly white. With trembling hands, he pulled out a USB drive and placed it on the desk. "This is everything. I'll never." "Understood. Submit your resignation immediately, and don't ever set foot in this company again." Kevin slumped as he left the room, his back heavy with the weight of defeat and shame. I let out a deep sigh. One obstacle was now removed, but the battle was far from over. In fact, the true struggle was just beginning. Determined to transform this company into a truly innovative organization, I steeled myself for what lay ahead. A week after Kevin's resignation, I announced an innovation contest open to all employees. The contest was designed as a platform where anyone, regardless of position or background, could freely propose ideas. "Ladies and gentlemen, for the next month, we'll be holding the Building the Future Innovation Contest. Exceptional ideas will immediately become projects, and the proposers will be appointed as project leaders." The room buzzed with excitement. The eyes of the younger employees lit up with anticipation. Educational background, career history, and seniority will have no bearing on this. We'll judge purely based on innovation and feasibility. Then, I made a surprise announcement. "And we've invited renowned venture capitalists and entrepreneurs from outside to serve as judges, ensuring a truly merit-based evaluation." The older directors of the traditionalist faction could not hide their unease at this news. 2 weeks into the contest, we had an overwhelming number of entries. Applications poured in, particularly from younger employees who had previously felt stifled. One day, Melanie visited my office. "Mr. Thompson, do you have a moment?" "Of course, Melanie. What's on your mind?" "Well, I'd like to discuss a project I submitted for the contest." "All right, let's hear it." Melanie began to explain, looking a bit nervous. Her proposal was to develop a platform using AI technology to support employment for people with disabilities. I was taken aback by the originality of her idea. "This is an incredible idea. Why were you hesitant to bring it forward?" "Well, Kevin once told me, don't even think of such an ambitious project." "Ridiculous. This is exactly the kind of innovation we need. Submit it with confidence." Tears glistened in Melanie's eyes. "And Melanie, if this project is approved, I'd like you to lead it." "Me? But I'm still." "You'll be fine. With your passion and skills, you'll make it happen. I'll give you my full support." With tears of gratitude, Melanie bowed deeply. On the final day of the contest, we held a presentation with the external judges present. Melanie's project won the grand prize. Several other groundbreaking ideas from young employees also received high praise. As today's results show, there was incredible talent lying dormant within our company. From this day forward, we'll immediately initiate these projects. The room was filled with excitement and hope. The traditionalist directors were visibly taken aback by the young employees' achievements. For the first time, I felt a tangible sense of progress toward a bright future. A month had passed since the success of the innovation contest. Projects like Melanie's AI-based employment support platform and others spearheaded by young employees were already underway, bringing new energy into the company. However, resistance from the traditionalist faction continued. One day, Travis visited my office. "Mr. Thompson, we've received a complaint from a major client, Sonic Technology." "What's the nature of the complaint?" "They say the approach from the new project teams is very different from before. They feel that the younger employees are too prominent and that it lacks the reliability they've come to expect." I frowned. This was something we anticipated. "Got it. I'll reach out directly to Mr. Walsh, the president of Sonic Technology." "But Mr. Thompson, Mr. Walsh is known for being an old-school manager. Do you think he'll be open to understanding our new, youth-driven approach?" "That's exactly why I need to explain it directly. Innovation can't happen if we're afraid of change." "True. However, Sonic Technology makes up 20% of our revenue. Losing them would have a huge impact on the company." "I understand. That's why it's crucial they see the need for change as well." The next day, I visited Sonic Technology. As I waited in the meeting room, Mr. Walsh walked in. "Hey there, Mr. Thompson. Long time no see." "Good to see you again, Mr. Walsh. Thank you for making time to meet." "Mr. Thompson, I must admit, I'm baffled by the recent changes in your company. Are you sure it's wise to let young folks take the lead?" "Mr. Walsh, it's actually the old ways that have been holding us back. Suppressing young talent stifles innovation before it even begins. But isn't it risky to entrust important projects to inexperienced youth? In our industry, experience and connections are everything. Experience is valuable, no doubt. But relying solely on it limits the creation of new value. The fresh perspectives of the younger generation, paired with their understanding of the latest technologies, are exactly what's needed for the future." I see your point. But how exactly do you intend to change things? For example, let me share about an innovative solution proposed by our new team. I began explaining the predictive analytics system our team had developed, using AI and big data. This system had the potential to significantly improve Sonic Technology's production efficiency. With this system, We can predict production line issues in advance and optimize maintenance schedules. By linking it with market trends, we can also dramatically improve demand forecasting. Mr. Walsh's eyes began to light up with interest. Interesting. I'll admit, this sounds compelling. But I'm still a bit uneasy. Implementing a new, untested system right away in our main facility. Your concern is completely understandable. How about this? We could start with a small test project and assess the results before fully implementing it. If it doesn't deliver, I'll take full responsibility. Oh, you're that confident? Yes. I have complete trust in our young talent. After some deep thought, Mr. Walsh nodded slowly. All right. Under those conditions, I'll give your new team a chance. However, I want regular updates on the project. And remember, if there's any issue, we may halt it immediately. Thank you. I'm confident you'll see great results. Back at the office, I immediately gathered the new team. Everyone, the project with Sonic Technology is officially a go. This is your chance to prove yourselves. Give it everything you've got. The team leader, Melanie, stepped forward. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. We'll make this a success. The young team's eyes shone with determination. But keep this in mind, this project isn't just about delivering a system. Building trust with Sonic Technology's employees is equally important. Listen carefully to their concerns and work together to find solutions. Understood. We'll focus on both the technical and relational aspects. Good, I'm counting on you. Let's get started. 1 week after the project began, Melanie gave her first report. Mr. Thompson, I visited Sonic Technology's site. The resistance from the staff was stronger than expected. What kind of reaction did you get? Many were saying things like, "What do these young kids know, and our current methods work just fine." The strongest pushback came from mid-level employees. I see. They probably feel as if their experience and knowledge are being dismissed. Yes. What should we do? Melanie, listen closely to their concerns and fears. Show them exactly how the new system can make their work easier and more efficient. Don't turn them into adversaries, instead, work to bring them on our side. Understood. I'll rethink our approach. The project continued to face various challenges. System glitches, data alignment issues, and security concerns surfaced one after another. However, the young team addressed each problem earnestly, solving them one by one. Then, 2 months after the project's start, the test project results came in. Mr. Thompson, we have the results. How did it turn out? The results exceeded expectations. Production efficiency increased by 15%, and the defect rate dropped by 5%. Plus, the reduction in downtime from preventive maintenance was significant. That's fantastic. How did Sonic Technology react? Yes. I received a call from Mr. Walsh himself. He said he was awakened to new possibilities. Well done, Melanie. This is the result of the entire team's hard work. Thank you. But there are still some challenges. What kind of challenges? Yes. There's room for improvement in system operations. Also, we're still hearing some resistance from certain employees at Sonic Technology. I see. Instead of aiming for perfection, we should keep focusing on continuous improvement. Tackling these challenges one by one will help us build even more trust. Understood. We'll keep pushing forward. This success quickly became big news in the industry. The news of a young, innovation-driven approach succeeding spread rapidly, boosting our company's reputation. A few days later, I got a direct call from Mr. Walsh. Mr. Thompson, you were right. I underestimated the power of the younger generation. Thank you. I appreciate you giving them a chance and believing in their potential. No, I'm the one who should be thanking you. You made me realize that our company also needs to change. In fact, we're planning to launch a young talent development program like yours. Could you give us some advice? Of course. I'd be glad to help. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, we've also decided to fully implement the AI system. We're counting on you. Thank you very much. We'll make sure to meet your expectations. After hanging up, I felt a profound sense of relief and joy. This success went beyond a single project. It might be a significant step toward transforming Japanese corporate culture. That evening, I gathered all employees for an urgent meeting. Everyone, I have great news. The project with Sonic Technology was a huge success, and full implementation has been approved. A loud cheer erupted from the crowd. But this isn't the end, it's just the beginning. We'll use this success as a stepping stone to reach even greater heights and drive change in the entire Japanese IT industry. The employees' eyes sparkled with excitement. I could see great potential in each of them. And now, I'd like to invite the members of the new team who achieved this success to come on stage. Melanie, everyone, please come forward. Melanie and the young team members, looking a bit bashful, stepped up to the stage. These are the people who hold the future of our company and Japan in their hands. Let's give them a big round of applause. The room filled with thunderous applause. And going forward, I want all of you to follow their example. Regardless of age or background, I encourage you to propose new ideas and take on challenges without fear. Our company will support every one of you in these pursuits. After the meeting, Melanie approached me. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. But we're still far from perfect. Melanie, have confidence. Your team's strength is what will drive this company and Japan forward. Keep moving ahead fearlessly. Yes. We'll do our best. Late that night, as I continued working in the office, Travis came by. Mr. Thompson, that was an incredible achievement. I regret not trusting the young team sooner. Travis, it's never too late. From here on out, I'd like you to use your experience to guide them. Yes, I'll do everything I can. Thank you. Our role as experienced seniors is to support the younger generation, creating an environment where they can unleash their full potential. That's our mission. You're absolutely right. I'm honored to play my part. I looked out the window, and the night view sparkled. The lights seemed to symbolize a bright future for our company and for Japan. Travis, we're only halfway there. Let's aim even higher without letting this success make us complacent. Yes, Mr. Thompson. From now on, I'll actively bring forward new ideas. That's the spirit. If we combine your experience with the fresh ideas of the younger team, even greater innovation is bound to happen. In the weeks that followed, the company began to change dramatically. The younger employees grew more confident, and new project proposals started flowing in. Meanwhile, the experienced employees also rallied to support them, fostering a new kind of collaboration that bridged generations. One day, Melanie burst into my office, clearly excited. Mr. Thompson, we've got big news. What's going on, Melanie? Did something happen? Yes. We've received an inquiry about our AI work support platform from a major company. Oh, that's fantastic news. Which company? Global Corporation. They want to implement our system company-wide. Global Corporation? The largest general trading company in Japan. This is huge. Yes. But, honestly, I'm also nervous. Can we really handle such a large project? Melanie, have confidence. You and your team already proved yourselves with Sonic Technologies project. Plus, the whole company will support you if needed. There's no need to worry. Thank you. We'll give it everything we've got. This project marked a major turning point for our company. Securing a deal with a prestigious company like Global Corporation greatly elevated our reputation. Additionally, news of this success rippled across the industry, drawing attention to our innovative approach. 3 months after the project began, the AI work support platform was successfully implemented at Global Corporation. The results were phenomenal. A 30% increase in employment rates for people with disabilities. A 25% improvement in employee job satisfaction. Overall productivity up by 20%. These achievements were prominently featured in industry and economic magazines. Headlines declared, "Tech Innovations Youth-Driven Reforms Transforming Japan's Work Culture." Following this success, we received a flood of new projects and partnership offers. However, with this rapid growth came new challenges. Securing and developing talent, ensuring rigorous quality control, and improving internal communication, all of these issues needed to be addressed. But the employees approached these challenges with a positive attitude. One day, I received an invitation from the Japan Business Federation. They asked me to deliver a keynote speech at a symposium focused on Japan's work style reform. Everyone, listen up. Our work has been recognized, and I've been invited to speak at the Japan Business Federation Symposium. A cheer erupted from the employees. But we can't rest on our laurels. Our journey has only just begun. Let's commit ourselves to changing Japan's entire approach to work. Mr. Thompson, please tell us about your bigger dreams for us. All right. Our next goal is to expand this AI work support platform globally. We'll transform work cultures around the world with this innovative system from Japan. That's our new vision. The employees' eyes shone with excitement. I sensed great potential and passion within each of them. Let's go, everyone. There's still so much to do. Our journey to change the world starts here. A wave of applause swept through the crowd. In that moment, I was certain. Our company would go beyond just being a single business, and it would become a powerful force shaping work culture in Japan and around the world. The road ahead wouldn't be easy. But with this young, passionate team beside me, I knew we could overcome any obstacle. Our challenge was just beginning. Starting with the success at Sonic Technology, Tech Innovation's reputation began to soar. Project after project led by young employees achieved success, attracting attention both within and beyond our industry. Inspired by this momentum, I decided to initiate our next bold reform. I introduced an open HR system for all employees. At a company-wide meeting one morning, I began explaining the new system. Everyone, starting today, we're implementing the open HR system. Under this system, all evaluations and project assignments will be fully transparent. Anyone can apply for a project they're interested in, and the project leader will decide on their inclusion. A buzz went through the crowd. A mix of surprise and anticipation spread among the employees. Additionally, we'll revamp the pay system. Base salaries will be standardized, and large bonuses will be awarded based on performance. This means that even younger employees can earn more than veterans if they achieve significant results. While some senior board members looked displeased, the young employees' eyes lit up with excitement. And finally, all project progress and outcomes will be made publicly available within the company. This will create an environment where everyone can evaluate each other's work and learn together. After this announcement, the company began to move forward rapidly. Many employees actively applied for new projects, and cross-departmental collaboration took off. 1 month later, the effects of the new system began to visibly materialize. The speed of project completion increased by an average of 30%, and customer satisfaction saw a substantial rise. Additionally, our employee engagement survey showed a 40% improvement compared to the previous year. This success started drawing attention from the entire industry. Several major media outlets featured our reforms at Tech Innovation as special reports. One day, I received an invitation from the Japan Business Federation. They asked me to deliver a keynote speech at a symposium on work-style reform in Japan. I took the stage and spoke about our company's reforms. One of the biggest challenges Japanese companies face is not fully harnessing their employees' potential. Removing the barriers of seniority and siloed structures, and creating an environment where every employee can freely express their talents, is the key to fostering innovation. The audience erupted in applause. After the speech, many business leaders asked questions about the details of our reforms. Our company's changes sent a ripple through Japanese corporate culture. While there were still forces clinging to the old ways, the wave of change was undeniably spreading. Back at the office, I smiled with satisfaction. We were only halfway there, but we were steadily moving closer to the ideal company we envisioned. I also felt that this reform could ripple out across Japan as a whole. A year passed since the reforms at Tech Innovation began. The company achieved remarkable growth, establishing itself as an industry leader. One day, I called Melanie into my office. "Melanie, take a look at the results of your AI work support platform." Seeing the data on the large screen, Melanie held her breath. In companies where it was implemented, employment rates for people with disabilities rose by an average of 30%. And their job retention rates increased by 50%. "You've truly made a difference in many people's lives." Tears welled up in Melanie's eyes. "Thank you. But this was only possible with everyone's support. No, this is the result of your talent and hard work. And I have a major announcement to make to you." Melanie looked a bit anxious. "The truth is, I've decided to step down as president next month." "What? But why? The company is on a solid path. I want to leave it in the hands of your generation. And..." I paused briefly. "I'd like to nominate you as the next president." Melanie's face froze in shock. "Me? But I still lack experience." "You have more than enough ability. And above all, you embody our company's values. Harnessing young talent and driving innovation. This is the future of tech innovation." Melanie replied in a trembling voice. "I understand. I'll do my very best. Yes, I'm counting on you." The following week, we held a company-wide assembly. I took the stage to announce my retirement and Melanie's appointment as the new president. The crowd murmured with surprise, but soon erupted in applause. "I want to leave you with this: the strength of our company lies in bringing out the full potential of each individual. Here, you're valued for your abilities and ideas, regardless of age or background. Don't ever forget this principle." I handed the microphone quietly to Melanie as she stepped up to the stage. Though nervous, she began to speak in a strong voice. "I was once a new hire who was told to eat lunch in the restroom. But thanks to Mr. Thompson's reforms, I was able to discover my potential. From now on, I will do everything I can to bring out the potential in each of you." The crowd erupted in applause. The young employee's eyes sparkled with hope. I smiled with satisfaction. The company was indeed moving in the right direction. And I was confident that this wave of change would spread throughout Japan. After stepping down, I decided to travel across the country, giving talks at companies and schools. Drawing from my experiences at Tech Innovation, I advocated for work-style reform and innovation. It was the dawn of a new era. And it all began with a chance encounter with a new employee I'd met in front of the restroom. Life often hides turning points in the most unexpected places. A year after being let go from Tech Innovation, Kevin's life had taken a sharp downward turn. After leaving, he joined another major IT firm through his network, but there, too, he attempted to impose outdated personnel management practices, leading to backlash from younger employees. Within 3 months, he was let go for significantly lowering contract employee morale. Kevin then sought jobs at several companies, But rumors from tech innovation had spread across the industry, making it difficult for anyone to consider hiring him. Eventually, Kevin started his own career consulting business. But his outdated values and inflexible approach failed to resonate with modern job seekers. One day, he happened to pass some employees from tech innovation on the street. They were animatedly discussing work, and among them was Melanie. Kevin hid in the shadows, watching them with a complex expression of envy and regret. That night, he sat in his dingy apartment, watching a TV program about tech innovation. On the screen was Melanie, now the company's president, passionately speaking. "Our company is a place where all employees, regardless of age or background, can realize their full potential." Kevin grimaced and turned off the TV. Beside him lay a pile of unsent resumes. Damn. If only I'd been a bit more flexible back then. He sighed deeply, reaching for a bottle of cheap whiskey. Kevin was beginning to realize that his stubbornness had ruined his life. But by then, it was too late. Kevin's downfall starkly illustrated the risks of refusing to change. Through his own mistakes, he'd lost his ticket to a promising future. 2 years after stepping down from tech innovation, my life was filled with a new purpose. I had established the Japanese Corporate Innovation Association and was giving lectures across the country. My lectures were always packed, with many corporate leaders and young employees listening intently. One day, I gave a special lecture at my alma mater. Don't be afraid of change. Change itself is the source of innovation. After the lecture, a student approached me. "Mr. Thompson, I want to start a company like yours someday." "But where should I start?" I smiled and replied. "First, have conviction. Then, have the courage to fight for it. The path will open up for you." The student's eyes sparkled. Moments like these brought me my greatest joy. The following month, I was appointed to the Cabinet Office's Work-Style Reform Promotion Committee. My experience and insights would now contribute to policymaking on a national level. On weekends, I cherish time with my family. I go out for a picnic with my wife and our 2 children, spending a relaxed day together. It's something I couldn't do before because I was always tied up with work. One evening, I gazed up at the stars from my balcony at home. My wife came and stood beside me. "Honey, do you have any regrets about leaving the company?" I smiled gently. "Not at all. I feel more fulfilled now. I have the chance to make a difference not just for one company, but for all of Japan." She rested her head on my shoulder. "And I get to spend more time with you and the kids." I felt a deep sense of contentment. My life had become everything I'd hoped it would be. The act of trying to save one employee had changed not only my own life but also the future of Japan. The next day, I stepped out of my home with renewed energy, ready for a new lecture. In my eyes shone a hope for a future yet to be seen.